Syria's descent into chaos is steepening into a dive. The UN's regional refugee coordinator for Syria, Panos Mumtsis, says that humanitarian aid for desperate Syrian refugees costs millions in real money.
At the moment, we are particularly waiting for a confirmation or for materialization of the pledges made from the Gulf states in particular. Most of the Western states who have pledged during that conference, these pledges have materialized.
Mumtsis is referring to Persian Gulf states like Kuwait, the United Arab Emirates, and Qatar, who have collectively pledged $700 million in Syrian refugee relief. The problem is the three nations have only ponied up $50 million, less than 10% of what was promised months ago. Mumtsis says he can't buy food and medicine with broken promises.
We fear that we may not be able to continue the operations unless funding comes urgently. We are at a breaking point.
Mumtsis adds that the lack of funds puts humanitarian workers in the situation of having to prioritize. Choosing the refugees that are most needy, he says, is a tragedy when they all need help, but there's no more money. Now, Secretary General Ban Ki-moon was in New York speaking at a General Assembly meeting about the importance of criminal justice in reconciliation. We caught up with his spokesman to find out exactly what the Secretary General is doing to cash in on these humanitarian aid promises.
Secretary General is calling and speaking with various leaders who made the commitments to try and get them to actually commit the funds.
Many of the Persian Gulf countries that welched on their financial commitments to Syrian refugees bear some responsibility for creating the problem. Saudi Arabia and Qatar have been openly and admittedly arming and funding opposition groups in Syria since the beginning of the fighting, which has turned the lives of millions of Syrians upside down. Hank Flynn, Press TV, New York.